What a ride by Cooper Webb in Pittsburgh last weekend, and we're back to the west on the 250 side, and the east is going to tighten up. So Zach Osborne, Kellen Brauer here on the Fly Racing Moto 60 show. Thanks to the folks at Fly Racing, flyracing.com. For more information, please check them out on the website. Whether it's the Formula helmet, whether it's the Evo gear, or the kinetic mesh, all of it's available on there, and you can save with the code PulpMX. Absolutely. Use that code, punch it in, and get a nice discount off anything you buy on flyracing.com. They got women's gear, kids gear, off-road gear, moto gear, boots, helmets, gloves, goggles, gear, hard parts, protection stuff. I think I have mountain bike stuff. I think I ran out just about everything that they have. PulpMX code saves at flyracing.com. 702-586-PULP is the question, is the number to call in. If you got a question, we're going to give away a pair of 100% goggles as well on the show today. And thanks to Decal Works, Get 100%, O'Neill Team Home Lending, Maxxis Tires, Seat Concepts, all on board with us as well as you people. So thanks, man. Appreciate it. Like I said, Zach Osborne coming up here as well. Decal Works, Red Bull KTM using Decal Works. If you're into getting new graphics, please check out decalmx.com. These guys are Midwest born and raised, and they do a great work. And you use the code PulpMX25 to save at decalmx.com. They'll put your number on it, the graphics, the sponsors, the colors. They can do it all. They'll send you a proof beforehand to approve it, and they're super easy to work with. Really good prices as well. And the code PulpMX25 saves with Decal Works. So thank you to those guys. And also, like I said, we're giving away a pair of 100% goggles. Jet Lawrence, Cooper Webb, Colt Nichols, so on and so forth, using 100% goggles. PulpMX30 is the code to save at 100%. So whether it's casual wear, sunnies, bicycle glasses, mountain bike stuff, or like motocross goggles, actual real motocross goggles, PulpMX30 code saves at 100%. So thank you to those guys for coming on board. Zach Osborne, Kellen Brauer here. Taking your phone calls over there in the corner, holding things down. Coming in second for the employee today. The Tis Legendary. Tis, what's up?
If you ain't first, you're last. Am I right?
I mean, I guess.
Yep.
Okay.
And I wasn't first, so I'm sorry.
Way to come in 2 times this week, by the way, Tits. I love the grind.
I'm feeling it right now, actually.
Working the video there is working on the app is the Travis Marks.
I would like to confirm that, yes, if you're not first, you're last. So
and
Tits is last today.
Hey, Marks, we got the funniest thing today when Tits came in for his start of this shift, for this hour-long shift. I mean, honestly, it was the best laugh of the day so far. It's early, but he said, I'm actually working today, guys. I'm actually working. That was awesome.
Should we clarify that working is just taking phone calls?
Phone calls. Yeah,
and,
phone calls.
And responding
Lots
to
of
phone calls.
Yeah.
Hey,
no
manual labor
or anything.
Hey, I'm are you guys on Slack?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you ignoring me?
No.
Again, yes, we are.
No.
Go ahead and give it a restart, and we'll be there.
But why does this keep happening?
Nobody knows.
Because I'm talking and no one's talking back to me.
Travis.
It's a small startup.
Travis.
They'll get
Travis
it
did
figured
it.
Is it Slack problem or is it?
It's Travis.
Is it Travis problem?
It's
Probably.
Travis. I wouldn't do that to you. Travis is.
Okay, hold on.
I bet this is
702-586-7857. Oh wait, I'm back. Okay, all right. Let's get
Great radio, bros.
Let's get Zach on, can we? Can we just worry about getting fucking Zach on?
Yeah, tighten it up.
Yeah, tighten it up. All right, lots to get into when it comes to Denver this weekend. PulpMX LCQ Challenge also. Tickets still available. We're going to shut this off Monday. Do we shut it off on showtime? What do we do?
Yeah, we'll let it run for about an hour into the show on Monday.
Okay, all right.
Get those last minute.
Yep.
You know, if you wait until Monday during the show, your odds of winning are better. So
Stop it. Don't say that. Don't say that to people.
I'm just throwing it out there.
No, don't say that.
Buy them now, please.
Buy them now. When people who buy the show late, buy the tickets late, and they win, it's because most entries come in later. Can you explain that to people?
It's a hard concept, yeah. I mean, we have explained it. I don't think it gets through every time, but we'll keep beating that drum.
We're a little bit behind last year.
We are a little bit behind.
But it's okay. It's fine.
I have faith.
We're doing okay. We're going to win you can win a 2025 YZ 450F. We got a bunch of 20 other really cool prizes. Marks is bringing his computer with his randomizer. Mm-hmm. And we're going to do all the draws on Monday. The Verb Moto guys will be in studio as well. I think John Anderson from WUSA will be in as well. So we're going to do all the draws on Monday. But keep buying the raffle tickets. All the money goes to 22 deserving privateers, everybody. So thanks for the support on that. Appreciate that. Fly Racing Moto 60 show. Lots to get into. We got some lines open still, 702-586-7857. if you want to give us a call. But for now, let's get to no, I did not. GP winner, Supercross winner, Motocross winner, GNCC podium. He's done it all. The Zach Osborne. What's up, Zacho?
What up, Steven? Enjoying a little Thursday. Took the kids to the water park today, so just hanging out in the car, waiting on them to come out.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, listen, sounds exciting. Do we have anything to talk about this Thursday?
Maybe next Thursday.
Okay, all right. I thought it was happening this Thursday. Okay.
No, I promise you next Thursday, Steven.
Okay, all right. Well, can't wait. Can't wait to get into that.
It'll be out on Monday, so maybe we could even I could join the actual Pulp show. You never told that anymore.
Yeah, maybe if it comes out, then we can do that.
Yeah, Monday.
Monday. All right, Zacho, we get the LCQ Challenge race this weekend. This Friday is also, by the way, the Verb guys are going to stream it on YouTube. So YouTube, Verb Moto, we'll have the archive on Pulp MX. But if you want to watch it live, Kellen Brauer, Weege, Brayton, Phil, JT, all doing the broadcast. Check out Verb Moto YouTube on Friday. I think it's at 1 o'clock Mountain Time or something. So anyways, look into that.
Wait,
Zacho,
they did that last year, right? So somebody streamed it last year because I watched it.
Yeah, we've done it 3 years in a row.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry.
Zacho, what you make of your buddy Joey Savatgy's ride this past weekend in Denver? He's hot and cold sometimes, and Joey's always. And I told him this, by the way. Joey's a glass half empty guy, as we know.
He's the ultimate glass half empty
right.
guy.
So he has not been that happy with some of his results, but I don't know. When you look at the team he's on, the bike he's on, I feel like 5 to 10 should be where he aims, and he's riding pretty well. So what did you make of it?
Yeah, I think it's going well. I mean, nobody really knows. Maybe I've mentioned it once on here, but he had a huge crash in the whoops the week before A1, and that all the momentum that he had going into Anaheim from winning Australia, doing good in World Supercross, all that stuff, like right there it was gone. I mean, lucky to walk away, lucky to race, lucky to all the things. It was huge. He was hitting this huge set of whoops at Jack Chambers track and missed one, dropped the front, and just somehow crashed out the end of them instead of hitting the last loop.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would be a different conversation, I think. So, that starts things off in the wrong direction, and it's so hard to turn that around. And then kind of he was starting to get there, feeling normal again, and crashed at whatever that was, Indy, I think, and hurt himself pretty bad. That was a pretty big dinger. It took him 3 weeks to get back on the bike realistically, and to carve out a fifth a couple weeks ago, 7th or 8th over the weekend, it's going good. I think he negates it all with that he got lapped and whatever. But
yeah,
and the level at the front's just freaking high right now, and you got to be in it every day to get there, and he hasn't had that luxury this year. So I think it's been a decent season. Trying to convince him of that is not possible, but we just got to keep working, I guess.
Yeah, he's good qualifying again. Like the raw speed he was top 5 a couple times. So
raw speed is never an issue for Joey, I don't think. I think he has incredible form, technique's awesome, and all the pieces are there. It's just it's been a long road for him to get back to racing here and on a solid team and all those things. So it's going to take some time to find his feet again. Do I think he'll land on the podium someday? Yeah, I do. In the 450 class, I think he's that guy. He's still young enough to be able to turn it around and make it go the right direction, and I think it's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's riding well, and his speed is there in qualifying. It's late in the season, but a little underrated, I think, lately. Joey has been. So
I agree. I agree. He would not agree, but
no, he would not. No, glass half empty guy. All right, Zacho, take me through this if you can. I posted this on Twitter. Obviously, Cooper Webb, amazing ride in Pittsburgh. The whoops were big. Coop was on the Monday show saying, look, he saw Justin Cooper jump him, and he decided he was going to jump him and not skim him. Then he saw Nate Thrasher in the 250 main blitz the whoops and really not pull away from Vial, so he decided he was jumping him. Now, Chase was quicker in the whoops, but he wasn't going to get it done in there, but he could maybe pull closer. And Chase skimming was faster than jumping the entire, say, first half of the race. Chase started jumping, screwed up, Coop was faster jumping than Chase Sexton, and then Chase after the race said that skimming them was taking a lot out of him, which, again, I believe, and Chase is gnarly, and I'm not going to second-guess him, but I did see Dylan Ferrandis and Dean Wilson skimming most of the main events, one far right, one far left for the most part. They do take a lot out of you skimming. It was quicker. Take us through Chase's mindset. You know, you're ultra fit. You're in a championship battle. You know it's faster to skim. It's really not getting it done, but it is faster. How do you make that decision? Why do you make that decision? And should he have made that decision?
I said out loud whenever the first lap he jumped, I was like, "Oh, it's over. Like that's it." You know?
Okay.
I did. I was sitting there on the couch and I was watching with my little guy, and I was like, "Oh, that's the end of the race. Like it's not happening now," because he's a great skimmer. He's not as good as Coop at jumping. Coop's a great jumper, and you know, even if it was taking a lot out of you, I mean, essentially that was the championship, right? I mean, maybe I look like an idiot. Coop screws it up and Chase walks away or whatever with the championship, but in my mind, like, to let Coop have that win there, or not let him, you know, for Coop to get that win was the nail in the coffin, I think. I don't know why he switched to, you know.
Well, he said it was taking a lot out of him. He said it was taking a lot out of him.
I understand, but like, I mean, you skim moves every day. Like, I don't know. It was a strange move to me, and I mean, if Coop had eyes in the back of his head when he saw that, he knew it was over. And maybe it only took 2 or 3 more laps of Chase skimming to get close enough to make it pass or something, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I mean. It was quicker to skim, and was he really gaining? No, not really, but he was gaining a little bit, you know?
Yeah. A couple times it felt like, you know, maybe Coop had a not-so-good jump run and he had a great skim run, but whatever, like, it got him close enough, or closer a couple times. So, yeah, I mean, for me, you got to ride that ship till it's at the bottom. But I think also, you know, he's had those moments where he's been in contention, and we've all Monday morning quarterbacked him like, well, you should have done this or whatever. And I think that's maybe one of those times where it's like, oh, well, you know, I'd rather just jump and try to beat him down the stretch or whatever the plan in his mind was than die trying again, you know. So, yeah, can't really fault him. He's the one on the bike,
and he's gnarly. Like
he's so gnarly.
I defer to him when it comes to gnarliness. He's absolutely, you know, maybe the fastest rider in the world, Supercross wise.
Yeah, I agree.
But it struck me where I was like, because watching it, you're like, okay, this is where he's going to get him, or he's going to pull right up alongside of, rip that split lane, and try to pass him. Like those whoops and blitzing is where Chase is going to make this happen. It didn't happen. And then you're like, oh, just same as you on your couch. You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really a what are you doing? It was just like, yeah, that's it. Like, I knew what he was doing. Like, he just kind of reverted to what, I mean, in my mind, what was easy. I don't know, you know, from his standpoint, maybe jumping's tougher. Like, not everybody likes jumping. But, yeah, I don't see where it was going to happen around the rest of the track. Ricky mentioned on the broadcast, like, maybe he could have jumped up to the inside of the elevated corner and kind of stuck his bike there, but I don't know. Chase isn't really that kind of rider. Like, you don't expect him to just come up in there and kind of get bullyish, you know, get rough in a spot like that. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the plan was. I don't know.
Flipping this around to Webb, and you've been in this position. You're leading the race. Guys on you. You're the first one to come up on lappers. You've got championship pressure. You've got all this going on. Yeah, man. Cooper Webb, once again, clutch ride, and under difficult situations, you got to really respect that, huh, Zacho?
Oh, it's unreal. I mean, you know, like I said the other day, last week, I think, like, you know, we can call him lucky for a while, and I never called him lucky because I worked beside him and I knew his craft and I knew his dedication and everything. There's nothing lucky about it. Like, he's a hard worker and he is a master of his craft. But now, like, yeah, he's a race winner. He's not nearly as far off as he was in practice. Like, you know, there was the one year I think he won 21, was it, where he was like sometimes 12th or 14th in practice, and then he wins the main event. Like that, those days are gone. Like, he's kind of the whole package right now. And yeah, that's all you can say about it. Like, there's there's nothing more. You can't take it away from him anymore.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Zach Osborne here on the Fly Racing Moto 60 show. Use the code PulpMX to save with Fly Racing. And thanks to the folks at Maxxis Tires, by the way. Kay Clayson, Hunter Yoder, Fast Freddy Noren, Chambers, a lot of guys using Maxxis Tires. Maxxis.com for more information on that. Great mountain bike tires as well. McGrath helped develop the Moto tires, and he did a good job with it because they work really well. Soft intermediate to hard terrain tires. Maxxis.com. Check them out, man. Good tires. Go to your local dealer. Pick them up. Pick up a set if you can. Zacho, I fully expect Chase to win the next 2 rounds. Coop will give him a run, but I fully expect Coop to be like, yep, go ahead. Chase, you're putting some pressure on me. Take it. I'm going to get second. Or Chase gets a whole shot and Coop works his way up into second or third the next 2 rounds. But I fully expect Chase Sexton to win 2 more races.
I can see that maybe. One thing I would really like to see is Justin Cooper capitalize on the last race where those other guys have pressure and he's just out there for himself. If he can get a start, I think he's capable of winning a race right now. I think even if he had started with those guys on Saturday night, I think he could have maybe beat Chase. I think at the end of the race he was super solid. He had that split lane dialed where he can make some passes, and I think he's just in a good spot. So I think you're probably right, but I would like to see, for the sake of next year and like moving forward, winning races and stuff, I'd like to see Jacob get a win before the end of the season.
All right, let's get some phone calls here. Zach Osborne on the show. Big news for Zacho coming up, we think. Seth's on one. What's up, Seth?
Fellas,
yeah.
Thanks for taking my call. Appreciate it. I got a call in. This is my third installation of these calls. I first predicted when everyone went out, Coop was going to pull it out over Sexton. Then I called to gloat a little bit, and now I think I'm here to take the victory lap. Okay. Knock on wood.
Okay.
But other than that, I just wanted to see, you guys were kind of talking about it there. Hey, like, Zacho, if you are Coop, what's your mentality these last 2? Is it this weekend, do you go to do what you've been doing, see if you can win? If not, pull out a second, cool, and then last race you just play the points? Or are you full points, just do whatever, give me second or third? What do you think, Zacho?
I mean, it's hard, right? Like, you can't just play points because, like Coop said in the press conference, like, just going out there and getting second, everybody's just like, oh, yeah, I get second. Like, that's easy. But that's also not easy, especially with the stakes that are on the line. Like, one first turn crash and, boom, you got yourself a freaking fight. So I think he goes there, executes this weekend. I don't give Chase the wins as easy as Steve seemed confident there on Chase winning the last 2, but I think he goes for it a little bit. I don't think he gets in a tussle or anything, but I think he's going to race him this weekend at least.
All right, there you go, Seth. Thanks, man. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
What do you think? What do you think the chance Chase gets overly aggressive?
I don't think so.
0.
None. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Seth. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't think. Obviously, who knows, but yeah, I don't think there's any bunching going on or anything like that. You know what I mean?
So I would say that, like, maybe they've told J. Coop, like, hey, if you're in third, you're getting third,
Yeah.
You're not packing.
Yeah.
You're not taking 2 points away.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty standard deal, and rightfully so. But other than that, I don't think that there's anything going on, I don't see any funny business happening.
No, I don't either. All right. We got Taylor on 3. What's up, Taylor? Taylor, you there? All right. We got Nick on 2 about Hammaker. Nick, what's going on, man? What's your question?
Hey, I was just wondering about how the teams or manufacturers feel about, like, a Cowie guy like Hammaker practicing with the Honda guys. I know that I think that's been going on for a while in the sport, but I just imagine if, like, say, Hymas was contending for a championship, would Honda really be cool with Hammaker practicing with the Lawrence Bros?
Yeah, I think they would be. I know what you're saying. I get to it. I understand what you're saying. But, Zacho, I don't think these teams – like, the reason the riders are good is because they've been practicing with, other competitors. It didn't used to happen back in the day, but now it happens a lot. Zacho?
Yeah, I agree. Because Honda doesn't own the facility, I don't think that they're able to dictate really that stuff, and I don't think they would anyways. Like, they have the, what if they get in a situation where someone else's bike better, they can walk. Like, it's not super rigid. I know at the KTM group it's rigid. At Alden, like, you have to be there and no other bike, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, for the most part, I think everybody's pretty chill about it.
Yeah. There you go, Nick. Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Luis is on 4. What's up, Luis?
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
I heard from my sources called Shimoda Phillips
Okay.
that potentially Tomac's leg is still bothering him,
Okay.
which is why he's not racing these last 2 Supercrosses. I don't know if you've heard the same.
I did not hear the same. Lewis normally is fake news, so I don't know if you can believe him. No, I mean, maybe look, Tomac said he was hoping to do the last couple Supercrosses, right? And he's not doing it. So, yeah, maybe just not 100% healthy yet. I could believe that for sure. His plan was to maybe line up for the last couple Suppies. So, we'll see. He's got 3 more weeks for outdoors. So, I think he'll be all right. I would hope. I mean, look, even if he comes in 90%, it won't be long. It's just a bone break, so it won't be long before Eli is up to speed, I think. Zacho?
Yeah, I agree. I haven't heard anything like that. I'm not as in the know as Stephen Lewis, but it seems pretty straightforward, and I don't know why you would come back for just a couple Supercrosses anyways. I mean, other than being Denver, like his home racing stuff.
Yeah.
But I would prep for outdoors, right? Like, gives you extra time with the bike and training and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It just makes more sense to go straight to outdoors. So maybe he decided, since they weren't re-signing or whatever, he's just going to focus on himself and do the best he can. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, thanks for the call. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Fly Racing Moto 60 show. Code PulpMX to save with Fly Racing, by the way. Thank you to the folks at Get and Athena also. 2-stroke CDIs, 4-strokes ECUs. The 2-stroke EFI bikes, they really benefit from the Get CDI that you can get from them if you want a discount. From the folks at Get and Athena, email us using the contact form on Pulp, and we'll pass it on, and Athena's side as well. So thanks to the folks at Get and Athena. Of course, HRC using all of their electronics now with the Lawrence brothers and Shimoda and Hymus and all of that. We got a few more calls for Zach Osborne here. Pelster's on 5. What's up, Pelster? What's happening?
Hey, what's going on, boys? Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, so I know I'm not the only one that saw when Insta360 partnered with Supercross. We thought we might get some helmet cam action back. I know the helmet cam thing is banned, but are you kind of surprised we haven't gotten anything mounted on a handlebar during like a main event? Because like we know how cool it is at the end of the main event to see the track all chewed up, but I think that'd be good for the the viewer during the live race to see that in real time, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I know they've worked on it. They've been trying to work on that. I don't know technical-wise what's going on, if there's issues getting that in the broadcast or not. Like, I have no idea about that. But I know the producers want to get live cam footage into the race. Now, maybe the teams are saying no. The riders are saying no. Maybe it's a technical issue. I'm not exactly sure, Pelster, but, I mean, I know they're working on it.
It's pretty big. Like, the X5 or whatever it is, that thing's pretty big. I wouldn't want that on my helmet, but they have those mini ones that – but
right, they got like the little GoPro like looking one that, I mean, they could mount it to a handlebar. I've seen them do it to a fender. Like, there's got to be something we could do, and somebody that would be willing to do it, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
I agree. I like helmet cam footage.
They're working on it. So
yeah.
All right, thanks, man. Thanks, Pelster. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
I don't know what came up on my YouTube. I one of Stu's races. I don't think Toronto. But somebody's GoPro came up with Stu, and I watched the whole thing. I'm like, this is awesome. I forgot about how awesome.
Yeah, they were sick. I think there is one of Stu from, maybe it's also somebody else. I think you're right. Maybe it was Barsha.
I don't know, but I watched it, and I was like, man, I forgot how fucking cool this was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris is on 3. He wants to compare championships. Go ahead, Chris. What's your question for Zacho?
And so I saw, we got Pro Circuit versus Rockstar Husky again for a winner-take-all in the championship. Who do you think's got it this year?
Oh, Zacho.
Is that for me?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel for those boys. The pressure is insane. I've lived it, obviously, and still probably have some PTSD left over. But I think RJ's kind of in the driver's seat. He's a champion already. I'm a big RJ fan, so I'm probably a little biased. I think
you think the guy that's 3 points down from 2 other riders is in the seat?
Yeah, because all he knows what he has to do. He has to go there and win. It's kind of the most straightforward scenario for a guy, right? like those other two have math to do, or if they're there or whatever.
No, they just
RJ
have to win
to go
too.
in.
They just have to win also. Like it's so close. They have the same mentality.
All right. Well, I'll take 20. I'll take RJ for 20.
If Seth is in first and RJ is following behind him, do you think we see a repeat of 2017?
When that dirty Zach Osborne rider took out the PC rider. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think RJ is scared to pull the trigger on the cannon. Like, I think he has that in his pocket for sure. I don't know.
I think that late race fall in Pittsburgh, those 2 points.
It hurt him big time.
It hurt, man. Yep. I think it's gonna hurt. But all right. Thanks for the call, man. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. Actually, thanks. Chris, are you there? Do you? I'm here. I love the analogy. Do you want a pair of 100% goggles?
To be honest with you, Steve, I would take them, but I've actually won a pair from you before on the show, so
very nice of
I'll
you.
pass it on to another winner.
All right, no worries, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. I love the analogy of Zacho, PC versus Rockstar Husky. Yeah, it's tough. Zach,
what was the spread last year going, like Levi and RJ going in? It was tight too, right?
Yeah, it was. I thought it was 2 points. Was it 2?
It was sort of winner take all, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, those 2 points are going to come back to haunt those guys. Now, look, I know Vial rode great, and full props to him, but I do think Seth and RJ can beat Vial, especially if you go off Vial from Salt Lake last year. I know he was riding for a title, but holy crap, he almost lost that thing.
Yeah, but man, dude, like it happened so quick, just like it did last weekend. Like Seth got a crappy start, RJ yeeted himself, and there, Vial's back in it after basically a DNF, a last place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same for me. Like man, it's the craziest situation I've ever been in my life by light years, and I feel for those dudes, honestly. Like, it's freaking, it eats you up. I was talking to Kellen about it the other day. He asked me some questions about 2017, and we raced the weekend before in New Jersey, so we only had, went home, rode Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, flew out for press, rode press Friday, and went racing. These guys have a whole extra week to sit on it, which is even worse, I think.
They were tied last year, RJ and Levi, Mark says.
Okay.
So they were tied. Yeah,
I just like the experience. I just like RJ's experience in this scenario. That's my main thing.
Nope, you're right about that. Now, JT and I were arguing. Imagine that. And we brought this up on the Blair Mathis show that just came out today as well. I think Davies and Deegs are the two fastest guys in the 250 class.
I think Davies is the fastest guy.
Really?
Yeah, I think that he's just a little bit better than Deegs right now.
But do you think Deegs is more speed than the three on the guys on the East?
I think Hammaker can go speed for speed, but I don't know that he can race Deegs.
Okay.
I don't know that he can beat Deegs in a race.
Right. Okay.
If it comes down to them, if they're second and third, I'm taking Deegs 4 out of 5 times just because I think Deegs ain't scared to send it in there.
Mm-hmm.
And, he has some craft that I don't think Seth has yet.
Okay. We got Cole on 4. Training question for you, Zacho. Go ahead, Cole. What's your question for Zach Osborne?
Yeah, hey, Zacho. So training for like a 2-hour hare scramble on a non-race week, what kind of time would you put in zone 2 during the week? Like per day, or is there a certain amount of hours you'd put in?
Well, it depends on what kind of time you have. I think unless you have, 3 or 4 hours a day to throw at it, I don't think zone 2 is your most beneficial. I would say like more polarized stuff is more beneficial. If you have no job and you're just training, then I think zone 2 can be beneficial, but we lean more towards polarized stuff.
Okay. All right. Thank you, man.
All right. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah. Blake Savage was telling me about, try to stay in zone 2 on your rides. It'll help you more, burn more fat and all of that stuff that's out there. And it's so hard to stay in zone 2. It feels like you're barely moving.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it takes a lot of discipline and just a lot of time, honestly. And there's definitely a place for it, but I just don't have that much time to donate to my training anymore.
Okay, we got Chandler on 1 about Tomac. Chandler, welcome to the Fly Racing Moto 60 show. You got a Tomac question?
I do. My question is about Tomac leaving Star. Do you think that if he were to go out and either win the outdoors or the SMX, does that play any role in them re-signing him or letting him go?
I don't think so, man. I think it's a money thing. Like I imagine if they if the Tomacs wanted to take a low salary, they could find a time, but I don't think they want to, and nor should they, right?
Right.
They got to get ready for Deegs. Tomac's on his way out. Deegs is coming. Cooper Webb's literally the champion, or going to be the champion here. I don't see it, Zacho. I don't know how they're going to how the money works.
I don't either. It kind of sucks because I feel like he's been a huge asset to the team, and I don't feel like he's done winning. Honestly, like he can still win races, and he was at maybe his best Supercross form ever at the beginning of the season, in my opinion. It's a tough situation. Guys are racing older now. There's still a little bit of older guys get hurt a lot stigma, so I understand where other people are coming from, not signing him, but it's also a little bit like, how are you sleeping on this guy when he's still at this level?
Yeah, it's tough. I can't blame Yamaha for doing it. I really can't, because of what you just said, Zacho, and the money and everything else. And they thought he would be done. They were planning.
Right.
Yeah.
And in kind of, I have no dog in the fight, but like in Yamaha's position, you kind of have to say, well, like you said, this was your last year 2 years ago. There was questions about your retiring after your Achilles and all that stuff. So they kind of made other plans, I think, right? And now the plans are unfolding, and he still wants to race, which is fair. But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a catch-22.
Yeah, for sure. Chandler.
Yeah, and I guess my thing is just that there's no exception to that with Tomac being who he is. They don't just find a way to find the money, basically.
Yeah, I mean, that would be nice, right?
It's not like it's not like he's just some other 450 guy. I mean, he's an all-timer, as you always say. So
yeah, I mean, look, I think he took less money from Cowie to go to Yamaha. He just wanted the bike, right? And he wanted to change. Right. So he took less money. So maybe him and John are like, look, man, for all the reasons Zach said, we need market value here for what we did and how fast we were and all of that stuff. Right. But yeah, I don't know.
From what I've heard, it sounds like that's pretty done, though, right? Like it's not like he's not going back there.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, yep. I don't think he'll be there. Chandler, do you want a pair of 100% goggles?
Sure, I'll take them.
All right, thanks for the question. Stay on hold. We'll get you that info. 100% goggles. PulpMX 30 is the code to save. All right, Zacho, it is that time to pick your winners for Denver.
I'm going to go
Davies and Sexton. Got it.
No, I don't think Davies pulls a three-peat. I think Beaumare rebounds and gets himself a win. I think it's going to be super hard packed, super tight. I hate that place. And I think Jay Coop pulls one out.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, look, Jay Coop, that might have been the best he's ever ridden, that heat race.
Yeah, the heat race was unreal. And like I said, he was only, the last time I looked, I think like 8 seconds off the lead in the main, which was pretty late in the main.
Yeah.
Which, nobody else is there right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, we're going to get Kellen Brauer on the line. Thanks, Zacho. Appreciate it. We will talk next week, man.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, thanks. That's Zach Osborne, everybody. Kellen Brauer coming up next. O'Neill Team United American Mortgage, the Moto mortgage expert. United American Mortgage, MLS number 1942. They've been in business for more than 30 years. Nationwide residential mortgage lender. Craig O'Neill's a buddy of many people in the moto industry, and he does mortgages, refis, whatever it is. The O'Neill team are there to guide you through the mortgage process. They can close loans that big retail banks denied. And Craig's running a special right now for people in the moto industry. $1,500 credit towards your closing costs. Code hashtag PULP1500. We'll get a $1,500 credit towards your closing costs from Craig there. O'Neill Team Home Lending, ONEIL, O'NeillTeamHomeLending.com to save with those guys. And, $1,500 credit just for telling them you listen to Pulp. So that's not so bad. All right, next up on the show here, Fly Racing Moto 60 show from Swap Moto Live, from the PulpMX show, from Start Your Systems, from La Big USA. Might have missed some other things. It's Kellen Brauer. What's up, KB?
Not too much, Steve. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for coming on. By the way, we did talk about this last week on the show. We were hoping to get $7,700 for Jerry Robin so Chiz would run Robin's name and number at the LCQ race, and we got over $13,000. So it's really cool. Marks, remember when I was worried about that?
Yeah, and I told you not to.
Yep, I remember that.
Every time.
So, anyways, PulpMX gives back on that. But Kellen, I wanted to shine the light that Start Your Systems also helped out Jerry a little bit. So good job on that.
Yeah, we Jerry used to race in MX Simulator a long time ago. So I called races that he was in the game, and then he obviously, started focusing more on his real career and stuff like that. But just the sim community knew that he was still kind of like an OG a little bit. So when we did our race last week, we decided that every donation people put in, because people donate on like YouTube and all that stuff usually, but every donation people would put in would just go straight to Jerry. And yeah, they absolutely just crushed it. I put a $500 goal thinking like, oh, maybe we get there, and we did almost 3,500. So shout out to those guys. They definitely came through, and we've already sent pretty much most of the money over to Jerry. I got to wait for a couple other things to clear through my account, but yep, he got it.
Yeah, cool. Look at the video game community helping out Jerry. That's cool. It's awesome. So yeah, check out Start Your Systems for that if you're into that world of things. So privateer race, we touched on this on the Blair Mathis project a little bit. And Chiz is obviously, he's not at the level he used to be. He's still pretty good. But you like Harlan to win this thing, Kellen.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see him have like a good end to his season. I talked to him a lot on Friday in Pittsburgh, and I also talked to Marsh too, and they were both pretty like downtrodden about how their years have gone. So I think that for really, Grant, it would just be a good pickup, as it would for Marsh to have a good race this weekend, get some money, and make themselves feel a little bit better about it. But I kind of feel like this is Chiz's, like Chiz should win this race, like based on who he is, the stature that he has, and the fact that he's not starting backwards. He should win this race, but he's also not a sprinter. So I kind of don't know that I fully trust that he'll get up there and mix it up right away, which is why I think guys like Harlan or maybe Moran is a good sprinter too will have a better shot at it. But I would say power rankings-wise, Chiz should be P1.
All right, okay. Marshall Welton is an absolute mystery to me. I'm good friends with Marsh. He's coming off his best year ever last year. And, dude, I don't know if his preseason prep didn't go the way he wanted to. I don't know if he's been hurt. I barely talked to him. It has been unbelievably miserable for Marshall Welton. It's insane. Terrible year for Marsh. Coming off his best year.
Yeah, no, like I said, I talked to him last week, and he was just kind of dumbfounded a little bit of why things haven't worked out. He did say that part of his problem has been that he didn't know, am I doing 250, am I doing 450, jump back and forth, because he was 450 for a little bit, then he went back down to a 250, and so he can never test the 450 and get comfortable on it, whereas Grant's now been able to build up onto the 450 again this year and get a little bit more comfort on the bike. So he's like, I'm sticking 450 now, I'm not going back, this is where I'm going to stay, and hopefully that'll help him mesh a little bit with it more. But he's also going to get, I think, a little procedure done before nationals and maybe miss the first couple too. So it is weird because he's a great rider, very talented, and obviously when he was doing really well last year, it seemed like he had finally found his potential a little bit, but he's just as confused as we are about his year this year for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you think is going to happen these next two rounds, including this weekend in Denver? I kind of think Chase is going to take off with both these wins, and Coop will get second or maybe third at Salt Lake and do enough to win the title. I fully expect Chase to win these next two rounds. Am I right? Am I wrong? What do you think?
No, I agree. I think that we had already kind of pinned these two races as Chase rounds anyway, just based on he's better on hard pack conditions usually. I would assume both whoops in Denver and Salt Lake City will turn into blitzers just because they are harder. But I had Chase as winning both these races anyway, and now that Coop has a gap, I think he's just going to basically race for second. That's going to be the win for him. So if he gets into second and he gets a gap, he'll start managing the gap back to third instead of trying to go get Chase, whereas we know Chase can just put down amazing races and get away. So for me, I think he's going to win both of these and probably fairly easily.
Yeah, I mean, you look at what's gone on, right? Those two have gone 1-2 the last three races. AP's not going to want to bug Chase. He's not going to want to get in the way. J Coop's not going to want to get in the way. J Coop could win the damn thing and help Coop out, but I don't think he can. I think obviously that heat race was amazing, but when you look at the two guys that could get in the mix for their own reasons, this isn't Barsha and Anderson. These two don't want anything to do with it, or they can't do anything. Either one,
Yeah, and like I said, because I think the whoops aren't going to break down, I kind of almost take J Coop out of that discussion just a little bit. We need to see how they are. Maybe the whoops aren't as peaky in Denver or something like that. But obviously his bread and butter is jumping, and he's getting a little better at blitzing, but he goes to jumping so fast early in the day that he never really gets anything dialed with blitzing. So if they're blitzing in the main event, I think that hurts him a lot. And suddenly if he's a guy that starts up front and could battle for the win, he falls back a little bit faster than we have seen the last few weeks. So that's why I don't necessarily rate Jay Coop as a guy that could win this weekend, but certainly could mix it up a little bit.
We do see weirdo winners at the final round, right? And from Zacho, who was just on. Now, obviously, Anderson's seat falling off helped that out. But we see some weird winners at the last round. Jason himself a few years earlier. Also, if you look at the Salt Lakes thing, Chase last year was a bit of a weird winner, even though he's Chase Sexton. He hadn't won all year outside of the mud, and then he comes out and just kicks everybody's ass at Salt Lake. Now, obviously, that's not a weird winner, but it was a weird season, and he won. You know? So Salt Lake, we might see something weird happen at Salt Lake.
Yeah, we definitely could. I mean, Jay Coop was second there last year. That was, I think, his first career podium. So it's not like he's bad at these races, but I do need to see how those whoops are first. What do you think about Malcolm a little bit? Like, it's not been awesome of late, but if we're talking about getting back to whoops or blitzable, obviously Malcolm walks back into the picture. He's not necessarily a guy that we always look at someone that is good on hard pack slick conditions, but the right opportunity comes into play, especially if his starts are there these last two rounds. I feel like he could be one of those guys that sneaky get the win too.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he had a good Salt Lake in the past, right? That Barcia year. He's won earlier this year. Yeah, that's a nice pick for a weirdo winner, Kellen.
Yeah.
So, 702-586 pull up. You got a question for Kellen Brauer or myself? Give us a call. We got some people on hold still as well. 250 wise. Davies again. Zacho didn't think so. Zacho pulled out Julian Beaumer back on better dirt for him. And I think, to me, man, the confidence that Davies must have right now. Yes, it's been a few weeks off from that, but dude, give me Davies again.
Yeah, I heard Zacho too, and I was kind of thinking Julian, but then I saw him also testing this week, and like he's very much in the grind of Moto a little bit right now. So I almost wonder if he's taking his foot off the throttle a little bit indoors and is okay with not going out and get a win in these last two, like he would like to, but I don't think that he's like, oh, I need it, or, game over. I would actually almost flip this the other way and say that, it's not like a must win or anything, but I wonder if Deegan is feeling a little bit like, okay, if I win this, I can really put this thing to bed now. Otherwise, if he gives Davey another win, and if Deegan has a weirdo race or something and gets a third, and suddenly Davies claws another 5 points back, like you just never know what's going to happen at the showdown. So I'm almost kind of looking for Hayden to take this one a little bit more with intensity and actually feel like he goes out there and gives it a good shot to beat Davies, because I think Davies is faster than him and could get away. But I kind of think Deegan wants to prove a point this week.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Deegs would always have that ego and that chip to prove a point, right? But I just think Deegs is better. I just think Davies is better in Supercross. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
No, I mean, I think you're right, but I'd also go back to, how things went down at Philly between both of them. And although Davies did walk around Deegan and get to the lead and pull away a little bit, it also seemed like either he was like laboring late in the race or just couldn't really flow all the way through the main event to some degree. And Deegan definitely was catching him late. And Deegan said he also thought there was more time, so he thought he really could catch him and pass him too. So,
sure, Deegs.
But
sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that there's still like that, the little bit of like rookie isms within Cole Davies a little bit, where that experience of being up there and leading races a lot is still kind of new. And so when you're doing it late in the race and you have the pressure from a guy that has done it a lot already, especially outdoors, like I think that could be a factor that comes into play where Deegan might just sit behind him, for 10 minutes or something and pounce late because he knows Davies a little bit vulnerable in a situation like that.
I think that Philly thing was just a case of a kid who on a treacherous track had the win and backed it down a little bit. That's all.
Okay.
And
fair.
Do not believe that Deegs thought there was 5 more minutes left. 5 more minutes in a 15-minute race. Really?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay. We'll see about that. Also, my yes. Let's talk East Coast. Sorry, I got distracted there a little bit. What do you think is going to happen? Because I'm probably not going to have you on next week. So at the showdown on the East, I think Seth takes it. RJ's going to miss those 2 points, and I'm sorry. Those two are faster than Vial, even though great ride by Vial. I think Seth takes this. What do you think?
I'm leaning Seth too, and really what that comes down to me is the starts have been there when RJ and Tom starts have not consistently necessarily been there. But of course, like they can just get a start with him as well. I think that if RJ starts with him, I almost would say RJ would take it just because RJ is going to absolutely send or crash. So, but I think like I could foresee a situation and almost like have it in my mind already that Seth Holstrod's the showdown and Deegan and Davies and some of these other guys are mixed up there. And by the time RJ or Tom get into a position where they can charge after him, Seth already has a gap. And I think Seth is good at managing that gap. He's obviously learned a lot this year about, getting in the lead and controlling himself a little bit. So I think that that's where I see the benefit coming in is he's just going to be able to start and get a little bit of wiggle room between himself and those guys. It didn't work out in Pittsburgh, but for some reason I just feel it will happen in Salt Lake City.
Okay, yeah. That'll be definitely the one to watch. Like, what is Deegs up, 17? 14?
Yeah.
17 points. So, yeah, I mean, we got a ways to go. All right, we got Jason on one. What's going on, Jason? What's your question?
Hi, Steve.
Yeah.
So my question is another Tomac question. I'm just wondering what your thoughts are when Tomac, or if he does switch to another team, how long does it take him to switch and get back to where he was? Like, when he went to Yamaha, he was great.
Yeah, it's a good question. Like, obviously we know that he wants the cable clutch, but it doesn't seem like his options have a cable clutch, so he's going to have to figure that thing out. He smoked the clutches on his Cowie a lot. Also, I would say to you, Jason, there's maybe no one that's harder on a bike than Eli Tomac. I mean, the guy basically, he's like a better version of A-Ray. He throttle wide open, clutch in, and foot on the brake, and he's just governing it everywhere. The guy's so big and strong. Also, on top of that, he pushes bikes like no other. If I'm John and Eli, I stay away from Ducati. I just don't know on a first year if that thing's going to be able to handle me. I mean, look, Triumph's first year too, but for some reason, Triumph to me with Jeremy Coker there, who's worked with Eli, kind of knows what's going on, knows the demands that John and Eli need, and then, can assess properly that Triumph can handle it or not handle it. So to me, Triumph seems like a natural spot, and I trust Coker to know that they can make it work. Kellen, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Triumph does sound like a natural fit as well, but I mean, they've also, kind of more or less publicly said that they don't know that they're ready for that too. So, like, I almost wonder in that situation then if you're Coker, knowing how Eli is on the bike and everything like that, that you're kind of like, too much almost. Like, if you didn't know Tomac to the level that you did, you would maybe take the chance. But if you know too much about what you've seen behind the scenes over the years with Star, maybe it's like, it would be great if it worked out. But I also know we're brand new on getting this 450 developed, and he is going to test the crap. Like, this thing is going to go through every stage of things that could break or things that couldn't break. And do we want that kind of headache for year one of the 450? I don't know. So it does seem right, like a natural fit, but I'm a little skeptical that it works.
What else can he do, though, Kellen?
I don't know. I mean, it is a weird situation because to me it's like, what team wouldn't want him? But there's so many closed doors. Like, in a way, if Vial doesn't win this title, obviously people have been talking about like, KTM, but then KTM, who knows about their situation as well. So, like, I just, there's too many question marks with every place that he could go to like have a good, clear answer yet. And it doesn't sound like even Eli has a clear idea of what he wants to do yet.
Yeah,
so
I mean, if he goes to
we're just kind of waiting.
If he goes to KTM, he knows the bike can probably handle it. There's a little bit more R&D on it over the years, but there's also Hurlings to learn on, who rides a lot like Eli. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for the call, though. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Fly Racing Moto 60 show. Marcus is on 3. What's up, Marcus?
Hey, I was wondering, with Shimoda's whole Honda thing in the air, do you think there could be a chance maybe he reunites with Mitch and goes back to PC? It seemed like they had a really good relationship there and everything, and Mitch was a bit upset to lose him.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know. So Masterpool, I've heard, had an option, and it's a team option for next year. Marchbanks is up. Levi's back. He just re-signed. McAdoo's back. He re-signed. Drew Adams will be there back. So I don't even know if he has Mitch has a spot open. You know what, Marcus? I'm going to ask Peyton this weekend about that. What his situation, if he's got an open spot or not. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Shimoda is really good on that bike, right as he kind of peaked as he left, which is kind of Shimoda's thing. But cool, yeah. Thanks, man.
All right, no problem. Appreciate the call. Thank you. Appreciate it. Would you know anything about Shimoda, Kellen?
I don't know anything about Shimoda at the moment, but I do know with the Cowie situation, like you just mentioned, a bunch of guys have their deals, renewed or lined up again. And, I mean, they have a bit of a logjam kind of starting to happen in their Team Green program, too. So that's also another thing that they're going to have to figure out because it's obvious Landon Gordon is very good. They're going to want to make it fit somehow. Enzo Temmerman, I know, wants to go up sooner rather than later. And then you obviously have Vincent Wade pretty close behind that. Aiden's on the team. And then I just saw Aiden Zing testing out at Paula this week, too, and he's ripping. So as much as they probably want to bring someone like that back, they're also probably like, well, dang, like we also have guys waiting in the wings just ready to get on the bike in the first place.
There's a lot of politics involved with Team Green and Mitch because Mitch ultimately has a say. Team Green can't promise all the kids a path like Star can and other teams can. So I think people have left Cowie, been like, well, Mitch Payton decides whether I'm on the team, not Team Green, right? So it's a real touchy thing. And Mitch has taken Team Green riders before, and they failed, and he's pointed his finger at them. And then Team Green has lost riders and pointed their finger at Mitch. It's a real political thing going on underneath that truck on who gets that spot or who doesn't, So interesting to watch.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be one making those decisions because you just have so many kids that you've like kind of groomed to be the next person in that spot. And then to either watch someone walk away and go be successful elsewhere or take the chance on someone that doesn't work out. Like that's tough to be a part of, really.
Yeah. Speaking of amateurs, Fedortsov is going to jump into pro. How's he going to do? What's your thoughts on that?
I'm still a little bit like skeptical of his outdoor skills, to be honest. They've been okay, but I haven't really like we've seen some guys outdoors that it's like, okay, they get it. It's going to take some time, but they get it. And I think Fedortsov, like he's definitely got the Supercross stuff down, no question about that. But outdoors is going to be a little bit more of like a uphill battle a little bit. But I don't think it's like he can't learn it. I just think that for the first little bit here, he's going to be, if he starts inside of the top 20, he can maybe finish there. But I don't know that it would be a guy that, like, if he starts 27th, he's going to ride his way to 15th,
Right. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. By the way, you mentioned you were out at Paula working with Hardog there and helping him out. What other observations, that's trademark, by the way, did you have from watching guys outdoors?
Yeah, I was only there for a few hours, so I didn't really get to, like, see how the motos were going. Like Kitchen was there and he looked like he was doing some sprints. Like he started by just kind of riding around the track a little bit and learning it. And then I saw him pretty wide open for a few laps and he'd pull off. Seemed like the same for Prado doing a lot of suspension testing, 3 or 4 laps, pull off, talk to the mechanics. They go back, change a shock or something, then go back out again. So it just seems like everyone's trying to figure stuff out. I mean, Nichols was there. He was doing motos. Harlan trains with Davey Millsaps, and so Davey's obviously working with Juju and Ryder D's back on the bike, and they were doing motos, but then they were both also like, man, there's a lot of people here. Can we like do sprints so we're not in the chaos for as long? And so they switched back to sprints, and Harlan was doing motos. Like everyone's got a little bit of a different program going on right now. But there's actually, I was surprised. There's a lot of people out here, and it seems like everyone's kind of focused on being, ready to go for Paula and Hangtown and like kick off the West Coast swing, firing on all cylinders.
Dude, I need to get out to Paula for my regional, and I want nothing to do with going out there with these dudes there. Like I don't get landed on.
It's like kind of gnarly. There's a lot of, there's a lot of pros there, but there's just a lot of, like, I don't want to call them like normal guys, but just guys kind of like only jumping up onto the top of the tabletops. And,
right. That's me. That would be me.
Like, yeah, some mini riders and stuff like that. And I definitely saw some close calls. Like there's that step up thing in the middle that you're talking about. I think it was Nichols. Like someone got cross-rided in front of him. No, it was Landon Gordon. Landon Gordon almost landed on a guy because a guy cross-rided in front of him and went from far right to far left as Gordon was taking off. And I'm just like, man, these teams, like someone rent the track, please.
It's insane.
Come here on a Monday or something.
It's insane that these teams don't all get together and throw in $500 each. It's about $2,000 to rent a track. Throw in $500 each and just have 10 guys out there. It's just absolutely nuts. Anyways, Kellen Brauer here on the show, brought to you by the folks at Decal Works. Get 100% O'Neill Team Home Lending, Max's Tires, Seat Concepts. Love the guys at Seat Concepts, Pulp 25 to save. Factory Beta. Uses Seat Concepts, Phoenix Racing, Ampro Yamaha, and more. Pulp 25 to save its Seat Concepts from the Race 2.0 to the Comfort Series. Their proprietary foam and handcrafted seat shapes are made in the USA and put you and your ass in a better place no matter the element. So use that code to save with the folks at Seat Concepts. Kellen, you are going to be the lead play-by-play guy for the LCQ race tomorrow on Verb Moto, so no pressure, but don't fuck this up, you know?
No, I'm excited. Like, this is I've worked so hard to be in a position like this in the first place. So I'm happy to have the opportunity, and I appreciate you having me with the task to do it. I'm very excited for it.
You're going to be talking with Phil Nicoletti, Brayton, and Wygant. So, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's really like, I'm not too worried about calling the race or doing the sponsor reads or anything like that. It's really about wrangling Phil, making sure that the show is flowing along and we're not just getting F-bomb after F-bomb after F-bomb, So I think that'll be more of like the thing that we'll jump through hurdles with, but we'll get there when it's time.
Right. All right. Last question here from Jacob on the Fly Race and Moto 60 show. What's up, Jacob?
Yeah, just wondering if you actually go through your Loretta's and actually make it. What is your goal that you have in mind once you get there? What place are you looking to get, or do you have a goal in mind, or just make it through the motos through the week?
Just make it through the motos and survive. Like I said this last year, like it was so hot there and the track is so rough. I was watching Andrew Short and Jeff Emig look like they were like 75 years old going through a turn because it was so rough and so hot. They looked horrific. And these are Jeff Emig and Andrew Short. Imagine what I'm going to look like.
Yeah, I completely understand. I'm fairly local to the area, just a couple hours north, and the dirt and the heat down in the hole. We normally go every year and watch.
Yeah, it'll
it's
just be
a whole other animal.
just to make it, and then from there, like I guess I wouldn't want to get last, right? But other than that, man, yeah, I would be fine with just whatever happens. So it looked brutally hot and rough when I was there that day. So
it was miserable.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.
I mean, honestly, just making it. I'll be lucky to make it, and if I do, I'll be lucky to survive. And if I survive, I'll be lucky to get in the top 20.
Maybe go stay out with Kiefer on the East Coast at his new place early, and then race snowshoe GNCC. I think it's 2 weekends before Loretta's.
Oh, really? Is that the move?
Just get acclimated to ruts and heat and 3 hours of riding, and yeah.
Okay. All right. That sounds horrible, Kellen. All right, lots to get into, but Kellen, that's the show for today. Give us your winners for Denver.
For me, like I said, I think Sexton 450, and then
Juju.
I would like to say Davies, but I'm going to go Deegan. I think Deegan wins this one for some reason.
Yeah, I think Davies makes it 3 for 3 lately. But we'll see. And you'll be there doing the race tomorrow and being a Supercross. So thanks, buddy. Thanks for the time on the Fly Race and Moto 60 show. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. That's Kellen Brauer, everybody. It's been another show. Marks, good job, man. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for beating Tits in.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yep. Thanks for doing that.
Yep.
Tits.
No problem.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Great work, buddy. Great work, buddy. Nice work.
Great work coming in second. Good stuff.
That's been a Fly Racing Moto 60 show for another day. We got one more next week to talk Salt Lake City. Then we will take a week off. But thanks for watching and listening. See you next week.